Well, good morning, Carol Swisher. How are you doing today? I guess everybody got used to me being sick last week and didn't think I would be here. So we'll give it a few minutes. Let me see where my volume is. Yes, last week was a very powerful week on many, many levels. Every day we're moving through years of time and expanding. So I hope you're all moving with that truth effortlessly in your world. Are you there, Carol? Carol's doing well. Good morning, Cavell. Certainly I missed everybody. I'm back. Well, we'll see. So you might want to take a minute and think about, well, how did your heart feel differently about some things? How did your thoughts change maybe about some things? Very, very on an international vibe, a week of shift and change and discovering a new you within each of you. It's always powerful to know and be a part of that. So let's start to get our energy all together here. We're going to call in Lord Gautama Buddha for him to surround our energy with the blue flame, protecting for those who are in it, from those who aren't, knowing that we're safe. And we're going to ask Mother and Father to come down within our hearts. And I want you to take a minute to see if you can feel their energy. Feel that threesome as you sit there inside your heart, and feel the love and the honor and the respect that they're radiating to you to be able to understand, to live by as they do. Good. And as we have that energy coming up, we're going to state our mantra. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. Great. As we'll ask for all the angels to join us, all the ascended beings, those from the universe who are on their path of light to come and to be ever present. And we're going to take a breath and relax that we're here all together. Okay. Good morning, Lauren. Hope everyone's doing well today. I'm on the mend still a little bit, but I wanted to come and see everybody because I could feel the energy with such a huge shift. And spent a lot of time talking to the masters and the spirit of angels around. So we need to come to peace with ourselves. What do I mean by that? Blessings to you, Lauren. I mean that you need to observe what your mind self, your ego, your personality is saying to you, and glean from it what's true and what's love, true love, and begin to not talk to and listen to the nonsense. So, like I said, the earth is changing, the world's changing, and who we are is becoming more defined by our actions, our thoughts we put out into the consciousness, and by where we allow our heart to beat into that great beat of the earth. So, for those moments when you feel you're not in control, you being the divine you, then I want you to contemplate it. First time here, Tina Inna, welcome. I'm TheoSophia, and you can see the community's coming in. There's Marby. Good morning, Marby. And I want to get back to this because it's real important, because you can be doing your journey for a long time, most probably. And the defining place to get is to where you are in love with you. And most people would hurriedly and say to me, oh, I love myself. And yet I want you to continue to develop the understanding of what love is. Love is something that isn't momentarily from here to there. Love isn't something that manifests itself in a whim. Love is not what we say to have people think that we are something. It isn't about being something, it's about being. In the love, there's a very serene feeling. And within it, it holds love, honor, respect. But it doesn't have to be shown in any way. It just is. So I want to come today to help you understand, to become a part of the isness, not what you think you need to be or what you want to be. Those things are never going to come true. What you have is you. And you need to stop for a moment, and who do you let through? And I think as I worked on my journey, it was coming to the realization that I wanted to be something I'm not. And in that, you suppress the light of God moving through you. And then I could remember all of a sudden there was a shock. Where did that part of me go? That part of you will go into a place where you will love her, where you will be embraced and willing to support her, to speak truth about her, and to speak truth to yourself. You know, in truth, we live in a wondrous world. If you get to the scientific level and to how all the sun and everything moves, it's magical. But somewhere in that is this experience of a great love. And it is what we are on our journey about. People can say it's all kinds of things. But in truth, it's about, how do you love? Maybe you all have wonderful partners. But if you don't know love, how can you truly love them or them love you? And that's where the conflict comes in the world that we all look out and see. There's our part of us that has an awareness from another time that you are the love, is not feeling full, not feeling respected and honored. Because once again, we forget. It's interesting, every time we return to Earth or another planet, we start over. Because that's how we're tested continually, not by God, but by ourselves. Because we have God within us. Don't be silly. It's you that wants to trust you. You hold the light and the understanding of forgiveness and union inside you. Yes, welcome Tina for today. I've been away for a week, so I'm a little all boxed up inside and trying to say things that I thought would be really good. But so if I look into Babaji's eyes, right here, you can see love in his eyes. And that at the age of 19, he came to a place where the world he was in was as him, and he was as it. And the understanding of that feeling, of that experience, was a wholeness, which is what we are all searching to discover. Good morning. Let's see here. Marby and Anik. Thank you all for coming. I didn't make it here today, so woohoo! Could be a little iffy, but I'm here. So maybe it's a good week to begin to examine love. What does that really mean to you? Annie could tell you she's been looking at that quite deeply. Everyone has to get to the deep peace. Why? Why, love? Why yet haven't you been able to peel away the darkness and to see underneath perhaps how hurt that part of you is, or how forgotten? We don't like to think we've forgotten a part, or that it's so sad or so disturbing that we can't go there. That's what this journey is about. It's a classroom. And I've heard that for years, and I don't know until in my later years that I really understood it. It was for us to understand that there is a scroll that's about us. We all have it. Many times we don't choose to pull it out and to feel the essence of it. But it's all about love. It's all about how do we love ourselves? How do we love each other? How do we love the world? The stars in the sky? Many of us have stayed a lifetime or two somewhere in the stars, the Pleiades, Andromeda, many different places. And if you really get to where you can listen, thank you, Carol. Yes, I'm back today. So they all have unique things about them. Like I know when I was an Andromedan, I learned to fly. Can I fly today? Out in the world? No. But I know this part of me inside. That's what all Andromedans learn when they're about 4. You may have something like that. The Pleiades are very much like us. So I'm sure many of you have spent time on the Pleiades, which is a big macro technology of who I am and who are you. Similar to what I'm saying to you, we're attempting. I'm sorry, you can always, Tina, you can always replay the video and be able to start and stop it. So maybe you should just enjoy today and come back to it and you'll be able to write it out if that's what you'd like to do. But let me see what I was saying. So in the journey we take, and you'll find this in your deep meditations, just sitting for a few minutes and getting quiet, if you're really on your journey, isn't really going to get you there. You know, it's okay, she'll stay. Yeah. If you, let's say, were once a dromedary. What you're going to have is, as you start to learn about the different beings that there are around us, and even here in the world today, you're going to be coached from what you think as spirit begins to come through you, as to think about. But what happens is you go to think about it, and you take your mind and you go deep, deep, deeper into the heart, where Mother and Father are always with you, just like we start every time. Flashes are going to come to you. You may not be able at that moment to understand they are you, but in the end, it's all you. You know, we would go out to take people out to Shasta a lot. And sometimes you would meet the Lemurians. Well, Carol was with us. We would go to this little park right there in the main part of Shasta. Sweet. There's a beautiful energy of Mother that hovers right over the water where most of the town people come to get their water to take home to drink. We even saw some people take their vegetables before they eat them and leave them for an hour or two in the water so they're blessed. So this one day, I think there was like a group of young boys and women that were at a music concert or week study. Because there's one building there and they put up tents. They were just on an outgoing thing. And there was a striking young blonde young man, tall. And his name was Victor. And I'm really surprised that comes to me after all these years. And he wondered who I was. I told him my mother, TheoSophia. And who was he? He told me he was Victor. And I said, my goodness, how tall are you? Tall? He goes, I don't know. And Carol and I spoke about it. We thought that was very strange for some young, beautiful young man to not know how tall he was. And we thought he must be. And if you've ever seen the gentleman whose spirit is in charge of Lemuria, you would know of Adama. That is who he looked like. Maybe his son. So we go away. Next year we come back and here they all were. All these young people, and he, from a distance, he goes, Mother TheoSophia, I know how tall I am today. And we just laughed. Who, in a young man, would remember the name Mother TheoSophia? And that he made an intention to understand about tallness, which was probably not a Lemurian concept. So it was quite a number of years that every year he happened to be there. The one year apparently at the end they put on a concert. Well, there was about 10 or 12 of us in the group, and he invited us all to come. Well, here we all go sit down and start a concert. And those in charge said we had to leave. It wasn't for people. We're like, oh God, they're really not people, I guess. It was for themselves. And he just looked at us and had this great big smile. And we never saw him on another trip after that. Always after he talked to me, he'd go over to a bench. And we knew he was talking to his dad, telling him of who we ran into. And that first day, what was he doing? He was teaching a friend, because there's a little creek. The water in Shasta is a fifth dimensional consciousness. That's why people love going in it. And he would show them how to lay in the water and to let it rush over them so they could change the essence of who they were. And Carol, I remember we just kept looking at each other like, who would ever believe this? So I'm telling you this story, but it happened. And there was one day, we think Babaji was laughing at us when we could see his body laying there in the water. Babaji. Tricks and things you see. But what I'm trying to say to you today is you have to get over by things being hardened in what they are in the human energy. There's another depth of you that understands a different level of love and expectation and how the world is, and to most important, how you are. Who are you? It was a very interesting experience to meet a young man that was so profound, and you would be awestruck by him if you saw him. He had no clue who he was or how who he was affected us. He loved us. Oh, come. It's like we felt we were all his parent. And then they shoot us all out like, you can't be here. So he played the mandolin. And I played the mandolin. So it was all very interesting. We had a few years there, always with a good chuckle going down to see if here it was the same week. And hear Carol saying, it was magical and wondrous there. Yeah, we all miss not going to Shasta. Maybe next year. I was told by Spirit, there is a war between not only on Earth, but with the light and the dark. And we were always very protected there. One day we were having a meditation out in the yard where the house was. We stayed, and Isis in full color with her head and then her wings showed up in the sky. Again, if you were there, we were like, oh my God. One night on Doug's and I anniversary, you go outside our house and all the way around was faces of the golden beings coming to wish us happy anniversary. Because we're kind of together because of Spirit. So it's all magical. And I guess my wish today was to bring a little bit of magic into your life and know, yes, we all live and abide by laws and all that thing, but there's a law inside you that you might want to take a deeper look at. And then when you can trust yourself inside, you may begin to be shown other pieces, other parts, the truth, and who you've been, who you are. And that's a part of the big journey you're on. Let's see here. Okay. So if you have any questions, let me know, because we would all grow, all of us, no matter who you are. I'm still growing. You're not going to ever stop growing. So if you're not doing something in your life that's bringing growing to you, please, magic. I don't know what that means. But we are all magical. It depends on how much you own who you've been. Think about that. To allow magic to move through you, there are certain thoughts that you must have and own them. You can't be afraid. You can't be poo-pooed about things that are spiritual. I've seen those people. I've met those people who are on their journey, yes, sure, but then reach a point where, well, I'm not part of that. Oh, no, it's nothing with the devil. It's all with God and the heavenly masters and all the angels. So I believe that's all our journey. I have a new stone I got and wanted to introduce you to today. It's a little skull, but it's more important the stone he's made out of. The turquoise blue is, if you've ever heard of it, white. See that baby watch? White would never be one stone. It's too expensive. It's too powerful. You touch this stone, more than likely you're closer than what you're asking for than you would ever know. Okay, Dr. T.M. Babaji is the one to love, and Babaji has been with me every day since the day I met him. Come to find out, he was in 200 years in India. He was my father. I meditated with him and learned so much in my time with him. And it was very interesting because my teacher was very close with Babaji, so After we were learning the technique of Babaji's meditations, he had to say to me, he goes, I have to tell you, he was your father. And I know it hurt his heart because that's what he wanted to find out for himself. But he's a powerful being, Babaji. You know, you can always say, if there's something going on, you need help, Babaji, Babaji, Babaji 3 times. And if it's an issue from a heart, he will immediately come and help you with it. He is just so, he and Jesus are brothers. Jesus vowed to leave and let us know he still existed. And Babaji's vow is to stay here for forever and show we have everlasting life. Let me see. So, Lauren, you're going to have to get about doing true healing on yourself. There's a whole lot of people that say they do healing on the earth. But I got to tell you, you want to do healing that when you're done, it's gone. It's going to happen in one thing. It's going to take time. For me, for 40 years, I did healing, sometimes once a week, sometimes 3 times a week. And you might say to me, well, that wasn't very good. We have 144,000 different patterns within us that we have to have cleared. That's not for this one or that one. That's all of us. That's why we're back at this time. And right now, as this shift is happening, so much more can happen for everybody. Okay, Dr. TM. I'm so honored to have you here. Everyone actually gives me an opportunity to sit in the light and to be able to express how I got here. It's all a piece. Going to Thailand for all the months and meditating all day, clearing all these patterns. You know, there's some people I meet that want to be me, but you could never be me, just as I could never be you. But my path has been very prepared for me. I'm a daughter of a 7th son, and all the things I've been and seen, we're not the same. We're all unique and different, and that's wonderful. It's about learning to love who you are. Yes, the world is changing. So what that is happening for is because we all need to empty our trash and get about discovering, well, what is the goodness? Show me the love of me. Show me, let me feel it. When you go into that heart and ask for mother and father to come, all your answers are right there. And I want to say, how many of you treasure that? Mother will be here tomorrow, and she's such an essence of purity. All I can say. She gave us our bodies. And there's a difference of how you can see those things when so much of all the other stuff is gone and when there's just you. Let me see if I have any other questions. Okay. And you named your friend Babaji, and he happened, his name, Emmanuel. Powerful. The world is a place where each day powerful things have the capacity. It's where are you? Are you in that personality, in that old stuff? Doesn't mean that marriages and children all have to be separate, but they can all learn from you as you display a greater love, and they'll want to find it inside themselves. They'll want to be that to themselves. It's an interesting experience. So, like I said, Lauren, It's a lot of healing work. I do happen to know a good one. There's a couple people on here that can tell you. So let me see. So Mr. Tim says, I want to call you Tim. I guess that's Mr. TM. I wonder what that means. I am, you are, I am. I am all that is. I am love. I exist. Happy Krishna birthday for peace to love to all humanity. Yes, you sound like my kind of person. So, Babaji will always be there behind me. I share his work of his mantras. I'm going to be putting up a number of classes I'm going to start doing. And everything's going to be good. You, TheoSophia? I believe so. Well, I'll tell you real quick. What time are we at? How the name TheoSophia came about. I was born Cynthia. I hated that name from the moment I first heard it. Then, after I'd been clearing myself for a few years, I don't know how many, but a couple people said, well, just go by Thea. You know, it's like the falling of Sophia. Let the sin part, hear it, sin, and become Thea. Sin, Thea. Didn't want to have the sin anymore, so I became Thea, Thea. So that went for not even a year did I make it. My first trip to Shasta. Well, actually, Saint Germain, which I'm sure most of you know, and his partner came to our house in human form. And when she saw me, she grabbed me and she goes, I knew there was another part of my name that had to come. We had looked all over for it. TheoSophia, don't you remember who you are? And everything in the room stopped. So I said, say that again. And she realized, because masters are never allowed to share the name of another. She says, well, I know you as TheoSophia in July when the masters all meet in Shasta. So there you have it. You can't imagine that I would ever go by any name other than that again. Because it felt right. It's of the yellow ray. It's who I am. It's that wisdom. So, TheoSophia, at your service. And the other gift she gave me before we no longer saw her again was the gift of being open to being mother. Mother is a state of consciousness, and there are many, many women who hold that energy, but I had a higher evolution of mother actually come to me for 9 months and had all these different ways that she studied with me and had me grow to where I eventually became mother. And I didn't really say anything too much about it, but that's not what you are given gifts for, is to keep them quiet. So I guess I'm speaking a lot today, huh? Well, we're also going to start an ascension class. My husband and I, he's a violet man. He wears violet shirts every day. And I wasn't into all that when we met. I was healing. So we've come together and kind of merged over the last 30 years. We just had our 30th wedding anniversary. Because the word, the name is TheoSophia. It's TheoSophia. It's because of the name. The goddess of wisdom, who I've been for ancient times, is TheoSophia. That's why. Yes, it is Grecian. Mm-hmm. You're right. Well, I'm not the mother of all mothers. I'm one of a multitude of many. But like I'm a mother of nurturance is my true title. It does. So it means TheoSophia is the goddess. Sophia is wisdom, the goddess of wisdom. That's who I am. Through all my 40 years, that's what came about and why I sit here. So it was all very exciting. And my children always wondered, well, what's your name going to be today? And it wasn't like that at all. It's as things happened, more development came, and I became. You know, people are as people do. And let me see here. This is covering up. I can't see what he said. Yeah. And maybe you can see my aura. It's I've been ill, so I don't know if it'll all show itself. And then the next question I thought about all weekend, when you're going to say, well, you can't be all that and get ill. Well, you're wrong. While I'm here, I am in human form. It is not the TheoSophia part of me who was ill. It was the Cynthia part of me who was. And don't let it confuse you and make you think, what? I'm still here, still human. I have the human world. I live in a home. We eat, all those things. So, yeah, it's all a little confusing, but eventually you'll weed it all out and understand. One of the most powerful places I want to get to is Greece. Sometimes, like, actually, Carol's been with me for this. You know, there are a number of you in the world and on other planets at this time. There are many, I'm trying to let the word come. There's many pieces of you. So, I used to work at a bank. Very nice for TheoSophia, right? And in the line, the girls start saying, oh, look, Cindy, there you are. Because some people call me Cindy. And it was like a woman that looked just like me. So someone who ever got done with her, I went out front, and here she was living my exact life. 2 children. She also worked in a bank. I mean, it was a little creepy, but I believe you have 16 parts of you. They don't always have to be out in the world somewhere. Then one day, Carol and I were in IKEA, and then we saw me going walking by with a cart. Swear to God, she's on here, and she can come on and tell you. It was amazing. So I've at least seen 2 with my eyes that were identical to me. And we would all have that same thing. Because from our soul, there's many pieces that go forward. So, well, you see what happens when I've been cooped up for a week. Yeah. Anyone have any questions? You know, I started with Divine Mother, TheoSophia, and I had to take that down because people wouldn't come, thinking I was pretending or something. But no, not pretending. Real deal. Did all those things. While we were in Thailand for all that time, we got taken out every once in a while. And then we went and saw where the women monks were. They sit, it's like a mountain. You sit, and they're sitting under a tree with a white parasol on white. And we went up, and there was finally a cave. I mean, I can't even tell you how powerful that was. Oh, Carol's saying, yeah, she was with me when We saw that in IKEA. Well, there are 16 parts of you that are either living somewhere else in the universe or here. So, what was I last talking about? Oh, the sisters. So then our teacher took us, and there was all the possible statues. I mean, our home is filled with statues. And we have Buddhas that were hammered out by the monks that we studied with for one time on 30 days. They got them done 30 days. Each pounding of the hammer has a mantra in it, in the Buddhas. Sits right across from me. So many powerful things have happened. Yes. Magdalene is, I heard of her at Shasta. I have not met her. And maybe before it all ends, I will. There's always more to know. I don't claim I know everything. But for now, I guess I get shown or taught that which I need to know. Right now, I'm learning a lot of energy about the gods. I have 7 who've come, and I'm going to do channelings with the 7 gods and helping the earth become. So I'm still in the work. Sounds like a very huge task, doesn't it? Yeah, getting prepared, clearing. Perhaps that's why I got ill. Some part of me had to get out. I don't know. I feel calmer. I don't know if you feel a difference in me or not. Is it from Babaji? It's not that Babaji sits there with me in my interaction with them. They speak for themselves. But he's always there. For me, he's always there. He's never left my side since the day he came. And that was the day my teacher told me he was my dad. No, father, excuse me. That's true. And I do my best. But for you all who have a judgment, you got to let it go. It's holding you up. It's putting on the brakes. If you're driving a wagon, like driving 2 horses, and they're full of judgment, you got to go, whoa, we don't want any of that. Or anger, whoa. You got to put your movement of you in the world in a place of love. It's all about love. Love is what makes the world goes round, and I'm sure you've all heard that, but didn't understand the true empowerment of it. Yes. And certainly to talk about your I am presence that everyone should be working on, which if you're not now, you'll be learning in the Ascension classes, and what to read from Saint Germain and his books is a powerful addition to everybody. So I had a lot revealed, and this is probably not all of it. When I was doing what I was having to do, and here I am back today. So I guess I should go. I missed everyone so much. Time seems like it went fast, doesn't it? Well, there's always more to talk about and more to grow and to learn. But for you, maybe right now you're wondering what's really inside you. Well, you were drawn here, so I would say something powerful, magical, joyful, and loveful is going to be happening. So I will be back tomorrow, and we'll do messages from through the main mother will come through. And it's always different. Like, I haven't seen Barbara Ward today, but it's always kind of a message. They all link together for everyone to grow. So I wish you well, and much love from my heart to everyone, and healing for whoever may need some. One night, I woke up and almost any master I could think of was at my feet, sending or touching me. It was amazing. And so then one full part of myself, well, why don't you do this every night? And so every night since then, that's what they've come and done. So have I changed? Perhaps. I'm not sure how. I can say I feel calmer, more peaceful. Maybe you'll see in your own mind how you think I've changed. Yeah. And Tina and Dr. TM, we're glad that you joined us. But I work here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 11. And everyone's welcome to come and talk and ask and share, because we're raising consciousness. That's why we have TheoSophia Rising, because we're raising the consciousness as we come together and understand more about all of it. All right. Many blessings to everyone here. May you have a most wondrous, powerful journey today. And tomorrow, see you at 11, and we shall continue. Many blessings. Love to all of you.